Kael faces training challenges with Lyra, while Seraphine and Thorne prepare in the background. Orion observes from afar, testing the hero's courage. Subscribe to Turmoil Studio to continue the Eclipse Saga. Morning broke slowly over the valley, golden threads of sunlight slicing through a lingering mist. Kael stood at the edge of the training grounds, sword in hand, chest rising and falling with measured breaths. Lyra crouched nearby, bow drawn, her eyes scanning the tree line with careful precision. Every leaf trembled in the cool breeze, each ripple of fog hinting at hidden movement. The child's glow, faint but persistent, pulsed somewhere within Kael's pack, a subtle heartbeat of hope against the shadows encroaching. Kael felt a tension in the air, an energy he had not experienced before. Each shadow seemed alive, aware of his presence. His fingers gripped the sword's hilt tighter, feeling the latent fire and lightning energy hum beneath his touch. Every swing, every movement was both a lesson and a test. The first wave of shadowed soldiers emerged silently from the forest's edge. Their armor dark as midnight, eyes glinting under helmets. They moved like a flowing, living darkness. Kael's grip tightened on the hilt of his sword, feeling its latent fiery energy humming beneath his fingers. He glanced at Lyra. Her nod was almost imperceptible, but it carried unspoken understanding. Together, they moved. Kael's blade arced in precise strikes, slicing through the first of the shadow minions. Sparks and faint blue streaks flared with each impact, his sword's magical fire awakening slightly with effort. Lyra's arrows followed, whistling through the morning mist, each arrow striking where shadows seemed thickest. The forest floor scattered with fallen leaves, disturbed soil, and the faint traces of spent energy from the clashing steel and flowing light. From a higher ridge, Orion observed silently. His posture was relaxed, almost casual, yet every flicker of shadow caught his sharp gaze. The young warriors didn't notice him yet. He was testing their instincts, waiting to see if they could survive the coordinated chaos. Further along, Selene crouched behind a large oak, dual shadow blades in hand. Her presence was subtle, a whisper of danger. She circled the area, probing the valley and the heroes' responses. Meanwhile, Seraphine moved with a calm certainty, staff raised, a soft aura of light spreading around her. Even from a distance, her power offered protection and balance, her focus unwavering as she prepared to intervene if the young heroes faltered. Thorne, ever vigilant, positioned himself to cover potential gaps, dual swords ready, calculating every approach of the encroaching minions. The first clash was brutal in its simplicity. Kael deflected an incoming arrow mid-swing, fire trailing along the blade as he spun to counter a charging figure. Lyra leapt, releasing a volley of arrows that curved and split mid-air, finding gaps between enemy guards. Seraphine extended her staff, releasing a protective shimmer that enveloped Kael and Lyra, absorbing minor strikes and redirecting faint bursts of energy. Thorne darted between shadows, precise and lethal, striking with calculated efficiency. Every movement tested their instincts. Every strike refined their coordination. Kael felt the weight of leadership pressing upon him, each choice carrying consequence. The child's glow responded subtly, pulsing with his determination, faintly illuminating the surrounding foliage. Sweat clung to their armor and tunics, dust rising with every motion. The sun climbed higher, casting long shadows that danced with each movement, giving the valley an almost sentient awareness of the unfolding battle. Orion's presence became apparent only in small, almost imperceptible ways. A glint of movement, a faint disturbance in the shadows. He tested Kael's adaptability, Lyra's reflexes, and the team's cohesion. Kael noticed these subtleties and adapted quickly, the fiery sword now reacting more naturally to his intent. Lyra adjusted her stance, compensating for unseen forces, her arrows sharper and faster. Selene, moving independently, struck at isolated gaps, her shadow blades a blur of lethal precision. Each encounter taught the heroes to anticipate the unexpected, Kael's confidence grew, tempered by caution. Lyra's laughter occasionally punctuated the tension, a reminder that even in chaos, moments of connection and levity existed. As the skirmish escalated, Seraphine's protective light became more pronounced, extending to cover the group as coordinated attacks grew relentless. Thorne's strategy shone in moments of improvisation. He redirected enemies into Kael and Lyra's strikes, creating small openings for controlled victories. The child's glow brightened incrementally with each successful coordination, almost as if sensing the growing synergy of its guardians. The valley itself seemed to respond. Leaves fluttered in rhythm with their movements, rocks subtly shifting underfoot as if guiding or warning. A distant hawk cried, wings slicing through the morning mist. Every element of nature was amplified in this moment of trial, reflecting both the beauty and danger of the young hero's journey. Kael's mind raced with thoughts beyond the battle. He imagined what it meant to lead, to guide others, to protect not just himself, but those who trusted him. Each strike carried both physical and mental weight. Every parry was a lesson in patience and awareness. Lyra's movements mirrored his own determination, her focus sharp yet fluid, reminding him that coordination was more than technique, it was harmony. Seraphine's aura of light was a subtle reassurance. Kael could feel it weaving through the battlefield, lifting morale, softening impacts, allowing him to recover faster from missed strikes. Thorne's tactical maneuvers were precise, almost surgical, giving Kael glimpses into strategies he would carry with him in future battles. Orion's distant watch and Selene's probing attacks pushed them to adapt faster, think quicker, act bolder. The sun dipped toward the horizon, casting elongated shadows and bathing the valley in a muted golden-red hue. Sweat-darkened armor and dust-caked tunics bore testament to effort and endurance. Yet the heroes had learned, adapted, and survived the first trial of coordination, instinct, and courage. Kael's fiery sword glowed in tandem with the child's pulse. Lyra's arrows cut through remaining shadows, and the distant figures of Seraphine and Thorne provided both comfort and strength. Orion's eyes gleamed faintly, approving the growing proficiency. Selene vanished into the mist with barely a trace, a shadow that promised challenges yet to come. The young warriors exchanged nods, silent acknowledgement that they had begun to understand the rhythm of teamwork, the weight of responsibility, and the necessity of unwavering focus. As night crept across the valley, distant drums echoed, ominous and hollow. The horizon darkened, clouds gathering in stormy anticipation. Kael's grip on his sword tightened. Lyra's arrow rested against her bowstring. Seraphine's glow steadied the group, and Thorne's stance radiated readiness. The journey ahead was long, dangerous, and uncertain, but the foundation had been laid. And somewhere in the distant shadows, Selene's smile was the first sign of the trials yet to test the young hero's mettle. Orion remained, silently observing, a ghost of judgment and future confrontation. The valley held its breath. The eclipse was rising,